It's Saturday, October 16th, 2021. It is now around 8:52 p.m. I went out for my umbrella walk with my green and black umbrella. And it smelt by Bell Plaza, which is Bell Boulevard, or Bell BLVD, and 43rd Avenue, like the rotten egg smell again. Now, I've called this in to 911. Well, first time I called 311, but they patched me into 911. Second time I called 911 directly. Why bother calling 311 if they're just going to tell me to call 911? And so I'm like, how many times do I have to call in to 911? And do you get in trouble for reporting this much gas when there's on the street? It has a manhole cover that says Con Edison. Then it has a manhole cover that says General Foundries. Then it has a manhole cover that says RSI Foundries. So now apparently there's a naval officer that's staying upstairs. He has a 3-patch between Spain, Morocco, and Dominican is what his recipe card said to me directly. And so, but he has somebody he's staying with that's from Colombia. Now, she walked in the door, and I asked her direct, I said, now let me ask you a question, Gloria. I was like, I called in a 911 about this rotten egg smell that I smelled at 42nd Avenue by CityMed twice last week. I was like, I smell it a lot. I was like, how many times do you think I have to call in 911? I mean, I don't want to flood their service, but I mean, how many times? And she's like, oh no, you should be calling 311. And I go, okay, well, I called 311 the first time, but 311 sent me to 911, so I just called 911 directly the second time. I was like, and tonight, I don't know if I should be calling 911 again. She's like, no, you should be calling 311. Go 311. I was like, no, because they just patched me over to 911. I was like, and then I said to her, I was like, it's an open sewer grate where the smell comes out of. I was like, and sometimes it like takes your breath away, or my breath away. I was like, and then I'm noticing I did a nerve gas, like looking up today on the internet, and I have 3 of the symptoms with muscle weakness, bladder incontinence, and shortness of breath. Those are the 3 that I've been plagued with, and I'm thinking to myself, is it possibly MS, possibly ALS? Like, those are the other names that they give this one in this area. Like, that's they gave my grandmother and my grandfather. So she's like, no, and I said, so I don't know, how often do you call 911? I mean, and she's like, well, now, hold on a second. She said, she's like, you mean RCI? And I go, no. I was like, I don't even know what RCI stands for. I don't know what RSI stands for either. But RSI Foundries is what's on the manhole cover. And she's like, and she looked perturbed. And I'm just like, I mean, that's what it says. But again, like, I don't know. Does nobody ever come and do inspections around here? Like, do they just not take your word for it when you call into the emergency services? I mean, like, how many times when there's, like, potential nerve gas being put into the area, do you have to call emergency services to report it? Especially, and Lou got really mad at me today, and I'm like, do you know how many times they send Con Edison into our area? I was like, they're here all the time, but it never gets any better. I mean, like, I smell it constantly when I go. Like, how many times do I have to call 911 before it gets resolved? And then am I going to get in trouble for calling 911? because, I mean, like, so I don't know what to do. I'm at wit's end. I mean, I consulted with my mother. My mother and father both say that that I sound crazy, and that I shouldn't call it in. I shouldn't bother, and that maybe I'm the only one who's smelling it. I'm like, no, definitely not. I was like, and then I said, but I also have symptoms of other things that's going on, and then she gets off on her kick about having to go see doctors. I go, oh, right, yeah, the doctors that never address the actual issues, just try to sell you something else and some kind of medication for it so they can keep their, like, I don't know, Hippocratic oath of hypocrites, and, like, medical staff that's totally abusing their privileges. I mean, they call themselves medical practice. They're practicing on the public to poison you and then play pretend doctor. I mean, when it was in nursery school, you didn't want the adult playing doctor with your kid. Now all of a sudden it's okay. I don't get humans. I don't understand how this... It's October... What is it? It's October 16th, 2021. I informed Gloria about it. I asked her what to do. I said, I reported it in twice already. How many times do you think I have to report it in? She didn't know. I mean, it's a real concern, but I don't know
Mama.
why nobody else is seemingly feeling it's such a concern.
Stop video.
Yeah. Alright, it's Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxies, Broken. And it's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza. And I'm in something that uses that. And I'm suffering from something in this time frame category that's going on.